If you want to learn how to create printables inside of Canva or any of those platforms, so Canva, Adobe, etc. If you want to learn how to create printables inside of these platforms to then sell on Etsy, then this is the video for you. This, by far, my friends, is one of my favorite passive product strategies or passive income strategies. I'm telling you, digital products have absolutely changed my entire world, changed my entire business, and this is something that I will never ever stop talking about because it changed the game for me. And my goal is to help thousands of women to absolutely take their income to the next level using digital products. Now, the best part is that when it comes to the strategies that I'm going to be teaching you right now, you don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be techie, you don't have to be a designer, you don't even have to have any of the skills that's required to put this together. And in fact, in this video, I'm going to be showing you my raw and easy, fast and simple way of churning out tons of digital products and filling my Etsy shop, filling my website and other platforms where I sell without actually wasting time trying to learn how to be a designer, a skill that I don't have. So if it is your first time joining me on this channel, welcome. My name is Pamela Bassa and I'm the founder of The Lucrative Lady. And on this channel, I talk all things sales, sales systems, social media and strategy. And this entire month, in fact, for the last couple of months, I have been talking all things digital products because this has been the one thing that has absolutely changed my life and gave my business a new life. So I publish 3 times a week. Do go ahead and subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell so that you'll be the first to be notified every time we publish. And if you are returning, amazing, welcome back. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for the love. I want to let you know that I really appreciate you coming back. So speaking about digital products, I've been selling digital products for about 3 years now. I sell them mostly on my website. I sell them through Facebook ads. I sell them organically, and I now sell on Etsy. Digital products, like I've said so many times, changed the game for me. So if there's anybody to learn from, it is me. Some of the best things that I think are beautiful about the strategy that I'm going to be teaching you, which is digital products, is that there is little to no upfront cost. Depending on how far you take it, there's literally no upfront cost. If you're doing the designing yourself, and if you're going to outsource it, there's a very tiny cost to outsourcing it to somebody else to create for you. And then check this, you get to benefit from the sales for years and years and years to come, like I do. The other thing that I love is that there is very low overhead and expenses. Like there's literally nothing to this. And so it makes it the perfect passive income strategy. And if you stick around through this video, I'll be showing you step by step how to create a printable using one of my favorite tools, Canva. So everything in this tutorial you can duplicate in any design tool that you are using. So if you're using Photoshop, or if you're using InDesign, or if you're using Trello or anything like that, or even PicMonkey, it doesn't matter what you are using, you can simply duplicate the steps. But we will be teaching you using Canva because not only is Canva easy to use, it is also a free tool and very fast for you to get a turnaround for your printable or your digital product. So this makes Canva the very best option for designers. So when it comes to designing anything, one of the things that I started very early on in my business is just outsourcing. So I have a team who I outsource to, and together we create the products. Now, I'm going to be giving you a bonus at the end of this video where I'm going to be walking you through my outsourcing process and how I go from idea to having somebody else bring the idea to life. And then I, of course, deal with all the marketing and everything else in between that actually brings in the sales. Remember, the designing doesn't bring in the sales. Those are not the skills that bring in the sales. It's the marketing and the sales strategy that does that. So stick around till the end of this video and I'm going to be giving you some tips around outsourcing and generating those. As you know, my favorite platform for creating digital products is Canva, which you can find on canva.com. This is inside of my own Canva account. As you can see, we have lots of things happening over here, and this is where we pretty much create all of the products. So I want to walk you through really quickly what I would do if I were to create, let's say a very simple printable. First, you have to decide what type of template you want. So is it an Instagram story, Instagram post, Facebook cover, YouTube thumbnail, presentation style, A4 document? There are so many different templates that you can use, even posters. So we are definitely going to be using a poster. this is going to be the choice. However, you need to create a custom size for the poster so that it really looks good on the customer's end. So let's go to create a design, click on custom size and make sure it's 8 by 10 inches. This is really, really important. Now, you can have different sizes, of course, as you can see, but make sure it's 8 by 10 inches. Then you click on create new design. Once you do, it's going to open this blank document for you to work with. But the good thing is it's already in the right size. So one thing I do when I start to create is I go to a site called creativemarket.com and I type in clip art. Inside of Creative Market, very similar to Etsy, but you can find loads of things on Creative Market that are not on Etsy, as you can see. So I've typed in clip art and I can see so many different bundles. I really like this one that says Rose All Day. And in fact, I like all of the bundles over here. So what you can very easily do is to purchase a bundle of clip art from Creative Market, and that gives you loads of options that you can use to really make your poster, your artwork really, really pop. The other thing you can do is also look into the templates inside of Canva itself. As you can see on the left hand side here, it's giving us loads of templates. So I'm actually going to choose one from here to design from for the purpose of showing you this, but there are loads and loads and loads. And so this makes it a really good starting point. I like this one of the blue fish. I love the colors on it. So let's click on it and move it over. Brilliant. So this is a premium product, so we would have to pay for it. But the first thing we're going to do is change some of the words. So I'm just changing some of the text over there. I'm moving some things around because you cannot publish something that Canva has designed. You cannot just sell it as it is. You have to change it. There are rules to this, and in a moment I'm going to be showing you the back end so that you can see some of the rules behind this. But you know, I'm changing a couple of things. I'm changing some of the words. I'm changing the data. Let's move this fish around. First ungroup it and then just move things around. In all honesty, if I were to sell this actual product, I wouldn't publish it like this. I would do so much more to it, but for the sake of this, I'm going to just add some more clip art to it. I kind of like this flower design. It's free for Canva Pro users, which is brilliant. Let's look at some of the licensing. So use this media safely in Canva Design for personal or commercial use. Use it in marketing, but you must change things. So what this is basically saying in plain English is you cannot distribute it just as it is. You cannot just say, I like this fish design, I'm going to put it in a frame and sell it. You need to change it, all right? So that's what it is. So that's why you really do have to make changes before you can sell this as a product. So now let's look at what other elements we can have. There are some free elements that you can have. And even when you click on a free element, you still have to look at the licensing behind it, which is the same all the time. You cannot just sell the element as an element of your own because you didn't create it, Canva did. But you can use it and publish it within something else that you have created, which is sort of what we want to do in this instance. So if we look at this leafy one here, for example, to the left, again, it's a pro design, which means you have to pay for it. So just be careful when creating products that you are not breaking any of the rules in Canva. But if you have a look, there are so many different clip arts that you can use. And if we type in Pisces, for example, you can see that there are so many elements. If I wanted to really make this image a little bit more than it is, this is where I start to add more elements. And because I have a Canva Pro account, I'm looking for things that are free for Canva Pro users, and I want to change this from what it was to something completely different. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not obviously going to be creating something extra spectacular for this, but I just want to show you some of what you can use. So let's just keep scrolling through and having a look and just looking at different placements of what we can do. Let's look at some font, for example, see how we can, I kind of like that font. Let's see if there's anything else we can use. That looks okay. That looks good too. The fonts on Canva are actually really good. Let's go back to this first one over here and just make it a little bit bigger. Just change the size just ever so slightly over there. Make it, let's look at the color changes. Okay, I kind of like this pink. So what Canva has done is it has pulled in some of the colors from the actual design, which is what I'm choosing here, to see if I can change the colors to pop over there. So let's just test some various different colors to see, you know, what would look good and really complement the design. Again, we would completely change this if we were actually going to sell this product for real, but you know, just to show you what is possible. So the main thing is you keep tweaking until pretty much it doesn't look. Your goal is that it needs to look like something that you created, right? You don't want anybody to pick something up and go, well, this is just a Canva template that, you know, that was created on Canva. Now, once you are ready, you click on share. Over here you want to click on download, and you want to look at the various options. So you have PNG, JPEG, PDF, SVG files, a GIF. There are so many options, so let's click on the PNG file, which is what we are going to be using in this instance. Now, depending on what it is that you are actually creating, you might need a completely type of different files. You might need a PDF print, for example. In fact, let's do the PDF print. Let's do that for this, and then click on download. So it has started to download this image for us so that we can use it to create something else. Okay, so we also need to download the PNG version. So we now have two versions. We have the PDF print, we have the PNG version. We need the PNG version so that we can create a mock-up. So I've gone ahead and saved this to my computer. The next thing we want to do is we want to upload that PNG version so that I can show you very quickly how to create a mock-up, because you need the mock-up so that people can actually see what the product will look like. So back in Canva, we're going back to home now. Now we need to search for a slightly different type of template for this. So you go back to create a design. And we're going to go to, this time, custom size, which is very important. Now, this is what I use. You type in on the width section, you type in 2500, and then on the height section, 2300 px. And then you click on create design. So you're going to have a little bit much of a larger template here to create. So we need to create the mock-up. The first thing we need to do is we need to go to photos. We need to find a really good mock-up. So I'm going to type in wall art mock-up or wall mock-ups, anything that really works for you. Let's find a really good design. These designs are really, really good. Actually, let's see if we can find something that we really like. The point of this is to really show the customer what it would look like in their home. So for example, that design, you know, the image would be on the table. For example, is that something that they would likely have in their home? Let's see if we can find something a little bit better, something where it's on the wall. So let's get rid of that and find something else. Let's find, there are quite a few options. I just want something where the picture's hanging on the wall, essentially. That's a good one with the windows. Okay, let's just make sure that fits. So you just drag it in the corner, drag it at the bottom to make sure it really fits the image size that we are trying to create. The next, we want to upload the actual image. So we've done that already. So I've brought it in, and now we need to resize this image to fit into that picture frame there. So you literally just keep cropping the corners and moving things around so that it fits right into the image. So just keep doing it until you can see that it looks really, really good in that image there. For the purpose of this presentation, I think I'm quite happy. I like that. The next thing we want to do, what you should do, is you want to let people know that it's instant download. So you come over here to the elements. We want to put some text on the image, but first we need an element for it. We need a shape. So, you know, you need to use like a square shape, and then obviously just make sure that it's something that can fit your text. So let's just see if we can find the right shape. So let's put a square back again and just make it smaller and just drag it so that they make it rectangular so that we can fit some text inside it. That just says very simply instant download. So change the color to something that suits the image. You want it to look like one piece of art. You want it to complement. Then I obviously add a heading and type in instant download, and then we're going to move that, resize it so that it fits, change the font. And then just drag that into that box. I don't think the black works. So let's change it to white. Yes, that looks a lot better so that you can actually see it. And then we go over here into styles, and we want to resize this design. It's currently 8 by 10. Now we want to resize it to 11 by 14 inches. Copy and resize. This is the magic of Canva, guys. So you can see that we've just instantly resized this because people might want it in various different sizes. So we've now resized the document. The next thing we need to do is we need to just download it because it is ready to go in the shop. So you definitely want to download it as a PDF print. This is the version that people who purchase will receive. So make sure it is a PDF print that you download. Once you do that, you save it, so that you are ready to upload over on Etsy. The next thing after you've done this is you want to make sure you grab the link, or at least know where you have saved it, because you're going to be uploading it once you have listed your product on Etsy, added in all the titles and the descriptions. Make sure that the product is there right at the bottom so that people are able to receive what it is that they have purchased. Then we want to quickly go over to the mockup and download that. This time we download that as a PNG file. This is very important because this is a mockup that we are going to be using to sell the product. Once again, save the mockup so that you can then upload it to Etsy. So over here, I'm creating a listing. Like I mentioned earlier, you'd need to put in that mockup. That would be the first thing that you put in here. But as you can see, Etsy gives us the provision to put in several other images here and even a video in this section. Well, you'd upload it in this section and it will obviously show up up here. So once you have created that mockup to sell the product, that's going to be the first thing that people see. But don't leave it there. You want to definitely create other mockups that really complement the product. If Etsy has allowed us to put in all of these images, you definitely want to use every single one of them. So try to create different variations of your mockups, just different ways that it can be used, and then of course upload them here the same way that I just showed you. Just do the same thing but do it over and over again in different settings. For example, perhaps that wall hanging can be in a different room, on a different type of wall, in a child's room, for example, in a living room, for example, or even in the kitchen. There are so many ways that you can do it and make sure it goes there. Create a mini video. Of course, make sure it's 5 to 15 seconds maximum over there. And then, of course, add all of the descriptions. And it is down here, when you get down to the bottom, hold on a minute. So before I do that, I need to first let Etsy know that it's a digital product over here. Once you do that, then you upload your order, right? So that people, hold on, mine still says made to order. So there's a few things that I've skipped because I wasn't really trying to talk about that in this tutorial, but Etsy needs me to do that before I can show you what it is. So anyway, let's just go through it really quickly. So you add in your title, you add in who made it, where it was made, you choose a category, and you change this to make sure it's digital. You add your description over here in this section, you add your tags in this section, you add the price in this section, personalization, you don't need it to be personalized. Collect personalized information for this listing, make sure you leave it off here. To complete this listing for a digital item, first enter the date you made it, or if it was made to order. Oh, that's why it's not showing me that over here. So let me do that. Who made it? Let me just answer these questions. I did. I made it, Etsy. It's a finished product. When did you make it? 2022. Let's see if it shows me the option. Yay! Brilliant. Here we are. Right? So over here where it says digital files, this is where you upload the PDF version that people are going to download, so that when they purchase it, it shows up in the section and they can download it instantly. So that's really it, guys. Super simple to create. So you can see how easy it is to really get started creating digital products such as wall art on Etsy, and even pretty much absolutely anything that you want to create. I hope this was really useful for you. Welcome back. So before I share my bonus tip, I have another gift for you. I have created a digital product starter kit that I want to get into your hands. You simply download it. But inside of this starter kit, I have put everything in there that you need to be successful creating and selling digital products online. So inside of the starter kit, you'll find all of the specs that you need in terms of how to create the digital product, what sort of format it needs to be for Etsy and any other platforms that I recommend. And I recommend about 9 different platforms for you to sell your digital products. So inside of this digital product starter kit, I give you the goods, including my top 100 plus digital product ideas that you can begin to run with today. Now, this product is absolutely free for now. I'm keeping it free for only a limited time. So if you're watching this and you've watched up until this point, make sure you head below this video. When you finish watching the video, head below this video. There will be a link there for the digital product starter kit. Click that and grab that now before we actually put a price on it. Now, with that being said, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to give you some tips on how to outsource the idea for your digital product, or how to have somebody else create it. The first tip that I would give to you, number one, is to have a clear brief of what the product is. So by brief, I'm not just talking about writing down the idea. I'm talking get examples. Go into Etsy, find other people who are doing a similar type of product, get screenshots of what they have created, try and create as clear a brief as possible so that whoever is creating this thing for you has a really good idea of your style. The second tip that I would give you is know exactly who your ideal client is even before you decide on what the digital product is. Knowing who your ideal client is allows you to be able to create something that they would absolutely buy, and it really helps you with your marketing, because your marketing is going to be so much easier because the product is created for a specific person and it solves a specific problem. Tip number 3 is to find somebody to create this digital product for you on either of these 2 sites. Site number 1 is Fiverr and site number 2 is Upwork. The reason why I highly recommend these 2 sites is because this is where I literally find the majority of people that I work with. My favorite of the 2, however, is Upwork. This is because I found, the most quality people, and they have worked with me for years and years and years to come. However, oftentimes if I'm looking for somebody for like a quick project, I go into Fiverr and it's very, very simple to find somebody. Now, if you want to find somebody on Fiverr, if you just simply do the search digital products or type in design or anything like that, or whatever it is that you are working on, type that thing in. So if you're creating a template, type in design template. If you are creating some sort of workbook, type in workbook. If your digital product idea is to create Instagram presets, for example, then type that into Fiverr and it will pull up the people who are already good at creating that type of product, and you'll find that it is actually inexpensive. Yep, it's called Fiverr because the prices begin at £5 or $5 depending on your currency where you're based. Tip number 4, when you're discussing with people to create your digital product for you, this is assuming you're not designing it yourself, make sure that they are giving you all of the rights. I'm talking commercial rights and the copyright to this product. This is because you want to make sure that you own the product. They don't own the product, you own the product. So have that conversation with them and let them know what do you have to do to have the copyright or the design rights to this product so that it solely belongs to you and they cannot give that product or the design away to anybody else. Tip number 5 is don't overthink it. Pick somebody and just go with them. Why? Because you can always send it back for edits or iterations or changes here and there. So don't spend hours and hours or days trying to go through hundreds of different profiles. Just pick the one that your heart leads you to and just go for it. So those are the tips that I have for you for if you are going to outsource the creation of your digital products, which is my favorite way of getting stuff done. By all means, go ahead and take that advice and run with it. So don't forget to grab my currently free digital product starter kit. It will be linked below this video. It'll probably be the most important decision you make today concerning digital products. So make sure you grab that. Before you go, don't forget to check out this playlist, which is all things digital products. Everything that I have shared on this channel, I've put it on that playlist. And so if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you definitely want to check out that playlist. And I'll see you in my next video.